This is a true story. During World War I, a 21-year-old Russian soldier named Vladimir Kalinsky stood behind the massive stone walls of the Osowiec fortress in Poland. While observing the battlefield, he noticed a gathering of high-ranking German officers huddled in a nearby trench. The officers repeatedly glanced at the ground, then at the sky, waving their hands as if testing the wind. 3 days later, at 4 a.m., on August 6, 1915, the Russian soldiers stationed along the fortress walls witnessed something terrifying. A dense greenish cloud rolled across the landscape. Wherever this ominous cloud touched vegetation, it turned black and shriveled. Birds caught within the mist plummeted lifelessly to the ground. The soldiers soon detected a sharp, acrid chemical odor wafting into the fortress. Panic erupted as the Russians realized they were under a chemical attack. German troops had released canisters of chlorine gas, a horrific weapon that reacted with moisture to form hydrochloric acid. Any soldier without a gas mask who inhaled the toxic air would have their lungs slowly dissolved from within. A torturous and inescapable fate. The fortress filled with the sounds of desperate coughing. Despite this, Vladimir Kalinsky refused to surrender to despair. Rising from his post, he addressed his comrades with unwavering resolve. "This is our moment. We may die, but we will make them pay dearly for it." His words rallied the remaining soldiers, most of whom were already coughing up blood and staggering from the effects of the gas. Driven by sheer willpower, they prepared for one last counterattack. Vladimir led this dead men's army as they stormed the fortress gates, their bayonets glinting in the dim morning light. The Germans had assumed the gas attack had wiped out the entire Russian force. When Vladimir's bloodied soldiers, their faces blistered and their uniforms tattered, charged forward screaming like demons, the Germans panicked. Convinced they were facing undead soldiers, the terrified Germans abandoned their posts, some even running into their own barbed wire in a desperate attempt to escape. As the Russians advanced, Vladimir was struck by a German bayonet that pierced his stomach. He staggered but refused to fall. Staring directly at the soldier who had impaled him, Vladimir spat blood into the man's face and let out a ferocious battle cry. The Germans, utterly unnerved, fled en masse. Despite outnumbering the Russians 70-1, they failed to capture the fortress that day. With the German forces in retreat, Vladimir, still clinging to life, ordered his men to return to the fortress. Realizing they could not hold their position much longer, he issued his final command: "Destroy the fortress. If we can't have it, no one will." Every Russian soldier who had faced the gas attack eventually succumbed to its effects, including Vladimir. When the Germans finally returned to the fortress, they found it ruined and no longer strategically valuable. For his courage and sacrifice, Vladimir Kalinsky was posthumously awarded Russia's highest military honor. His story, and the defiant stand of the dead men's army, endures in legend, remembered through songs, statues, and the echoes of battlefield valor. That brings us to the end of our story. Please don't forget to like, share, leave a comment, and follow us for more. Thank you, see you next time, and bye for now.